It's Motivation Monday. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Relationship Lounge presents Reveal and Heal. You know, you can't heal if you won't reveal. I have an amazing guest this morning. So go ahead and tag your friends, tag your family, tag everyone you know that needs to hear a motivation word. This young lady is going to empower and inspire you today. Remember, you can follow us on all podcast outlets. You can also follow us on YouTube. Please subscribe and like. Just, a little homework or house cleaning. Let me remind you guys that this here is a Facebook Live so that you can engage and be a part of the conversation. In order for you to hear the radio version and the polished version, you'll need to, of course, go to the outlets, the podcast outlets, and it's absolutely free to you. You can download the app and hear us. So once again, go ahead and tag everyone that you know so that they can be a part of the conversation. Now listen, this is new week, new goals. It's a new beginning. Put your hands together and show your love for my guest this morning, GloriAnn Calhoun. Good morning, Gloria.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am doing well. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you for saying yes to this interview. You know, our topic is walk a mile in my shoes. That alone will preach.
Yes, it will. Walk a mile in my shoes. You don't know what I had to do to get here.
Oh.
Yes.
So you started. You shook, huh? You started already. You already started, girl. I'm ready for you. So RL family, I hope y'all are ready. I'm going to begin with our first question, Gloria. Who is Gloria? GloriAnn Calhoun. Because GloriAnn is your government name, right?
That's right.
Who is GloriAnn?
GloriAnn Calhoun. I am, first and foremost, I'm a child of the King. I am a child of God. And God gets all the glory for each and everything that goes on in my life. If it had not been for him, I would not be where I am. I wouldn't have any shoes to walk in. I wouldn't have a mile to walk. But I'm a wife of an outstanding, dynamic, wonderful, loving man of God. His name is Carlos Calhoun. He's pastor of Bethesda Baptist Church in Plainville. I am a mother of three. I have a 23-year-old son. I have a 19-year-old daughter, and I have an 11-year-old son. I am a daughter myself. I am a sister. I am an auntie to many. I have some I have nieces and nephews that I've claimed, but I have some that are blood that are just like mine. So I always have to give honor to all of my nieces and nephews. I am a friend. I am who you need me to be to you.
Amen. Amen. And you are absolutely an amazing person. I have known you all of your life. I know your family. You came from a great group of people. And once again, I'm honored for you to be here. I recently interviewed your husband, and I'm telling you, honey, what an interview it was. It was truly something special. So we haven't aired the interview as of yet, but when we do, I know that many will be blessed. Now, tell me, what is it, Gloria, that you are passionate
about? I am passionate about helping people.
Okay.
So for some years, I have been on this journey to find myself and to understand my purpose, to understand why am I here? Because everybody's here. I always say that if there's breath in your body, there is a reason, there's a purpose, there's something for you to do. And I've been on this journey for many, many years, and I developed my own personal mission statement that drives everything that I do, that kind of like tied it all together. I love to educate, I love to advocate, and I love to empower others. So I am passionate about teaching people. I love working with young people. I love working with just helping people to understand their purposes and to help catapult people into where God wants them to be. So I am an educator. I'm the biggest advocate for anyone. If you're doing well for yourself, you need my help. I'm going to help advocate for you on your behalf, and I'm going to empower you to stand for yourself.
I love that because people, anyone that advocate, we're just cheerleaders. You know, it's like, for someone that advocate for another, they are cheerleaders. Because one thing about, advocating most times is for people that need that push, and that representation. So I'm glad that the work that you enjoy doing, that you're passionate with doing. What stands out to me the most is that you are an advocate. Uh, the question I have for you, because okay, the title is Walk, a mile in my shoes. So with that being said, we're just gonna get into the meat of the thing. Because I want to know if you have ever prejudged or judged a book by its cover.
I think we all have. Yes, I have we all do. So I don't care who you are, what you've done, what your status is. We've all prejudged somebody. We've judged a book by its cover. But the thing that we should understand is that you don't know what's underneath. It's like an iceberg. You see the tip, you see what's on top, but you don't know what's underneath that until you take the time to get to know and break that down and get to understand who this person is. Who are you really before you try to prejudge? So I like to answer that question again. Yes, I have done it. Yes, I still do it. I catch myself. I don't do it as much, but because I'm very conscious about it now. But we all do.
Well, see, that's the difference. That's the difference right there. We're conscious of it. It's not that we don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's nature to do it. But thank God that we catch ourselves. Now, on the flip side of that question, have you been prejudged?
Oh, of course. Somebody's probably prejudging right now. I have had people to. I'm a very silly person by nature. I'm trying to be real serious right now. But I mean, I think, and I do believe that's a trait that God gave me in order to be able to connect to the people and to the different audiences that He's placed in my path to be a blessing to. And so I know just people may look at me and think, oh, who she thinks she is, but you don't know what all I had to do. It's a song that we used to sing in our praise team. You don't know my story. You don't know all the things that I've been through. Just know my worship is for real. So if you really want to know about GloriAnn Calhoun, you got to get to know me. If there's something you want to know, come ask. Don't prejudge. If you want to know, ask me. I'm an open book.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because we live in a day now to where if you want to live a true life, a real authentic life, be truthful. Be truthful about who you are and your flaws.
That's right.
Revealing and healing, it's not just for you revealing things that you say, you know what, I'm not going to sit on this because somebody else might need to hear this. But you know what? You continue to heal. Because we don't remember, it's like you have to recall a lot of stuff. It's like a color or a smell, or a thing can cause you to remember or recall some things when you felt like you were healed from a situation. And then it's like, let me confess this. Let me get this out of me. It's so very important that we're able to share our authenticity so that other people can feel a need to be just as real. So let's reveal and heal right now. Let's take a moment. Let's be transparent about something that you feel is a good time to share with someone that might need to understand that they're not the only one. We all have gone through something, that we can look at and say, Lord, if it had not been for the Lord on my side. Share a testimony of a situation that you feel a need to be transparent about in hopes that it would help someone.
I have a passion for single mothers. I think when you look at that prejudging, I think people look at me and they say, "Oh, her and her husband so happy," and we are. And I thank God for my marriage. But I know what it's like to be a single mother, and most people don't understand that. Most people don't know that. So I've been divorced. I know what it's like to be a single mother of two young kids. When I hear and I see people say, I want to go back to school, but I can't because I got kids, I did it. What you see on the surface is not what happened. You don't know what all I had to go through. There were times when I was going through a divorce and I had my two younger kids. I had one on my shoulder, patting, holding the bottle with my chin, and the other on my foot, shaking, rocking while I'm typing, going to class online, doing what I had to do in order to get to where I was trying to get to. So a lot of times people may look at me, and I believe that, and it has been said, it looks like, oh, it's so easy. You make it look so easy. To God be the glory for the grace. Because I want just speaking to single mothers. You are not alone. You are not alone. Whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it if you put your mind to do it. Don't let anything hinder you. Don't let anything stop you. What God has for you, it is for you. And as I said earlier, one of the things that my purpose, one of the things that I love to do, and I'm your biggest cheerleader. I'm going to show you how to get there if you need my help. So I'm one of those that I'm not one that's going to try to pull you down. I'm going to try to help push you up because I know I've been there, I've done that, and I know how that feels. It's a hard thing. I've been there, I've at that place, I've been in that place where, as a divorcee, no child support. I never got no child support, but I still did what I had to do. I did not whine, did not complain. I did what I needed to do. I worked my tail off. Give God all the praise, all the glory, because if it had not been for Him and Him being on my side and helping me and just giving me, blessing me with the family that He's given me, I don't know where I would be. But I am where I am by the grace of God and because I worked for it. It's not something that's just going to be given to you. Nothing's just given to you. You got to work at it. You have to work at it. So I think that's a misconception that some people have. They look and think, oh, well, she's always, and I am smiling. I'm going to always have something to smile about because just to live and breathe, especially coming through 2020 like we did, I have something to smile about, and I'm going to always celebrate and give God glory and make sure that all honor goes to where it's due. But yeah, so I have a passion for working with, or like just empowering and encouraging single parents because I've been there. I know how it is. I know what it's like. I have a passion for those who. So now that I'm older, and now being the adult child, knowing what it's like to care for elderly parents, watching your elderly parents as they're aging, I know what that's like. I'm going through a situation right now. Me and my siblings, my mom, with my father in the nursing home, fighting the elder care laws and all of that stuff. I smile. You see all these things, all these great posts, and I post a lot about mental health and making sure you're mentally healthy. You got to be mentally healthy and you got to stay mentally strong. Keep yourself going. Watch your face. Get up. Keep moving because that's what's going to keep you. Got to take care of yourself. Self-care is the best care, and you can't take care of anybody else unless you've taken care of yourself first. So I mean, I could go on and on and on about some things that people just probably just don't know or didn't care to know or whatever. But because I'm sharing, I believe that God wants somebody to know that, and I hope that by just this short testimony that someone will be blessed and somebody will feel like, you know what, I'm not alone. And if He did it for her, He can do it for me too.
I'm so grateful for that testimony because in realness, through our process and through our living, it may appear to most people that we're just strong throughout. We're just strong throughout the whole journey, but we are not. We have private moments when we are crying and seeking God, when we are praying and seeking for answers. Tell the listening audience, what do you do in those times? What do you do when you are feeling like, okay, God, I love you. I know you love me, but I need you in a different kind of way right now. What is it that you can share with the people that are listening? What it is that you do? Do you have a regimen? Do you meditate? Do you walk? Do you read? What is it that you do when your back is up against a wall and you feeling like You can't, your hands are up in the air, and if the Lord don't do it, nobody will.
I do just what you did. I've learned to just throw my hands up in the air and say, Lord, I surrender. And I go to my prayer call. I pray not just every day, all day. I mean, not every time, anytime, not just in the bad times, but in the good times as well. But I make sure that I have prayer time to talk to God. There are some times that I'm like, okay, Lord, I need you to, can you turn up the volume a little bit more so you can, I need you to speak a little bit louder and a little bit quicker, but it's all about surrendering and knowing that that He's got it. He's got it all, and trusting to know and trusting in His word. So the other things that I do, I walk about 4 times a week. When I drop my kid off at school, I go to the park and I try to get at least 2 miles in, or 1 or 2 miles in, something. If it ain't 1 or 2 miles, as long as I get a lap around that track in, because that's my time that I'm able to be alone, take a deep breath, and be able to talk to God and get myself together before I have to go to work and deal with all the people that God has blessed me to lead on my job. So I walk. I read, and I love to write. I have written so many. I'm on my third book, and I've got two more coming, because it's therapeutic for me. I just write. I like to write, and I talk. Most people say, "Oh, she's not a talker." I am a talker. Especially when it's something bothering me, I don't mind sharing, because that's healing to me. When you're holding stuff in, it tends to fester. So that's what I do. I talk to people. I talk to other people that I can trust. You can't just tell anybody that I can trust. I walk. I write, and I just do things that's going to make Gloria happy. Because again, you cannot be a blessing to other people if you're not whole.
That is so true. And see, you just described how important it is to reveal. For real. It is so important to reveal so that you may heal. And the thing about it is, talking is such a healing agent. Writing, I recommend writing.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend journaling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, growing up, we did the diary thing, in hopes that get nobody, steal it and read it. But journaling is another way of healing. As a matter of fact, Revealing Healing is coming out with a journal, for healing and reflection. But the importance of writing, since you brought that up, you said you have 3 books that you've written.
Yes, I have 3 books that I've written. I'm a Christian writer, and I stumbled across this gift. I've always loved to write. I stumbled across my gift of being an author when my youngest son was born. And I knew that, I wanted to grow closer to God. And if you have, again, that goes back to what I was speaking to you about the single mothers and with mothers with young kids. I was going to church, but I felt like, okay, I am not getting it, because I'm so worried about my kid making noises, and I need to figure out a way that I can connect and to still be able to learn and to grow. So I started out blogging. So it started out as Serenely Bliss, now it's inspirational devotionals, and I would just write, and I would write these things, and I ended up compiling my blogs into what I call His Will for Me 36-Day Inspirational Devotion. So that was my first book that I wrote. And then I wrote a book. It's actually a manual or a guide, because my business is Harvesting Scholars. God blessed me to start my own nonprofit working with high schoolers, helping them to navigate college admissions. And I wrote my own book with tips for the aspiring college students, and a workbook that goes along with that I use when I'm working with kids. And then my last book is, again, going back to my journey, talking about self-care, but it's called Leading Lady Holistic and Holy. And it tells my story of being the daughter of a pastor, and how my father went into depression, and how that we went from being the first family to, well, I don't want to say we all are regular people, but you know what I mean. But how just telling about that journey, and about making sure that you're taking care of yourself as the first lady, and helping aspire or new ministers' wives, and wives of in ministry, in whether they're in leadership or not, just to be able to give them some tips and give them some ideas of things that they can do in order to be holistic and holy. So those are my three, and there's some others that I'm working on as well. So that's what I do, and that helps me to relax. It helps me to be able to connect, and it goes back to my mission of educating, advocating, and empowering others.
How can they get your books?
They are on Amazon.com. So you can go over to Amazon, and they are also, two of them are on Barnes and Noble as well. And of course, I always keep some with me. So if you see me out in town, you can get one from me personally with my signature.
Excellent. Now, as we begin to bring it in, please share with someone that could be listening this morning that need to hear the importance of self-love and self-care, that are feeling, like they don't care. It's like, I don't care, nobody cares. I'm just going to let the wind blow where it needs to. You have children, the children are, it's like you tune them out because you just want to just go deep and deep and deeper into that place of darkness. You got the children tugging on you. I have coached women that have just lost themselves as mothers, have lost themselves as wives, and they don't hear nothing. They don't hear nothing. So if you could just talk to someone that have lost who they are because of what they're doing as a mom, or as a wife, they've lost who they are, and you can see them. You can see that they've lost who they really are. No self-love, no self-care. It's just they're existing. Can you speak to that person this morning?
So if you are that person, I beg you, find someone that you can trust, that you can talk to, because you are not alone. And something that I've said this several times throughout this recording is, you got to take care of yourself. And my other saying is, you can't pour from an empty pitcher. So you've got to make sure that you are filled, make sure that you are taking care of yourself, so that you can take care of of the kids. The kids, they're all over the place. They're asking questions, mama, 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 and you're about ready to snap. But if you have not taken that deep breath, sometimes you may need to just walk. I tell people all the time, walk to the mailbox, do something, go in the bathroom for a few minutes, just close the door, get in the shower. They're going to be okay. Now, you got to make sure they're supervised now. Make sure it's supervised. But still, you need to take some time to breathe so that you can be healthy and you can be whole, to be able to be a blessing to your kids. Need you. Your family needs you. But again, you cannot pour from an empty pitcher. Their cups need to be filled, but what are you pouring if you don't have, and if you have not taken care of yourself? So, and it's okay to talk to someone that you can trust. I don't personally have a therapist, but I know people that do have therapists that help. So if you need to, and if that's what you need to do in order to have a safe place to share and to get some tips, find some friends. Get out and do something. If you find some friends, maybe perhaps they will be able to babysit for you for an hour, just so you can go to the store, because I know what that's like too. Going to the store, you got the kids in the or well, mine are big now, but still they're right there on your tail, and you're like, man, if I just had this time for something else that I do, and I encourage you. So just get in your car, take a drive. And the other thing, when I take my youngest to school, I'll take the long route home. Sometimes turning the radio off, so it's just me and the Lord, just talking, so I can hear and he can hear me or what have you. But just that time alone, just if it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is to help you, then it will help to fill you so that you can be there and be present for your kids and your family. And it sounds like that's just that simple. It is not that simple. It's something that you'll have to work with. But I say, take baby steps. One day at a time, you'll get there.
Real talk, honey. Real talk. It's a major deal. I mean, the days seem short when you have such a responsibility. It's like you got up at dusk, and before you know it, dawn. It's like, where did time
Where
go?
did the time go? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You want to be great. You want to go out and do your things, but then guess what? You still got to come home. Still got to cook. Still got to clean. Still got to wash clothes. When I finish this podcast, I got to start a load of clothes. But I did take this time away just for a moment. And this is something that is helping me. And it's okay to steal away for just a moment to do something for you. So that when you go back into doing your regular duties and whatever it is that you're responsible for, you can do it with a smile because you'll be able to take that deep breath and move forward. Wash your face, girl. Get up, girl. Do what you need to do, and then go on about your day.
Wow. Something just came to mind. How important it is to steal away. How important it is to steal away. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing your heart this morning. Thank you for your transparency. And I know that there was one. I know that there was one that received empowerment, motivation, and inspiration. Monday morning motivation quote is this: before you judge my life, my past, or my character, walk in my shoes. Walk the path I have traveled. Live my sorrow, my doubts, my fear, my pain, and my laughter. Remember, judge not lest ye be judged. Everyone has a story. When you've lived mine, then you can judge me. Thank you, Gloria.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. And
It's
I
been
pray that something I've said will be a blessing to someone.
Well, I don't doubt it, because I know I'm blessed. I thank you so much. It has been an honor. And listen, RL family, you can't heal if you won't reveal. Remember to connect with all podcast outlets so that you can hear the radio version of each podcast that is actually aired every Monday morning at 6 a.m. I'm Coach Deborah. Remember to love yourself, love everybody, and live example. Have an amazing day. You deserve it.